Many dream of building a business empire right from their own garage, starting small and scaling up over time. In this video, we'll share 30 powerful ideas for automatic and semi-automatic equipment you can source from China to help bring your vision to life. No other place in the world offers the same unbeatable mix of variety and affordability when it comes to production machinery. Whether it's a precision CNC stone engraving system or a professional guitar string winding machine, these compact units are surprisingly affordable, and I'll be showing you exact prices along with direct links to trusted manufacturers. Let's dive in and see what you can create. This machine is basically a jewelry chain factory, only scaled down to fit on a workbench. The first module, the mechanical core of the system, automatically twists wire into links, one after another. Just set the parameters, and the machine begins weaving the chain. Then comes the second module, a high-tech laser system that finishes the chain to a market-ready state. The key? No overheating. That's critical when working with gold, silver, or other soft alloys. Together, these modules open the door to semi-automated jewelry production. Bath bombs are a cosmetic product that sells well and scales easily. But when it comes to stable production, hand molding quickly becomes the bottleneck. An automatic press solves that. It feeds the mix, shapes it, and ejects the finished bath bomb. This machine is a perfect fit for those already selling on marketplaces or to local shops and want better product quality without hiring more staff. Imagine this. From a single piece of bamboo or wood, thousands of perfectly smooth toothpicks are born. It starts by slicing the raw material into thin strips. Then comes a chain of steps, shaping, sanding, cutting to length, and sharpening the ends. What makes this machine stand out is its versatility. With a few adjustments, it can produce pointed tips on one or both ends, and even control the diameter and length of each toothpick. At first glance, it looks like just another heavy-duty hydraulic press, but this one literally squeezes value out of waste. It works with raw material that used to be an old tire. Shredded rubber mixed with adhesive goes into a mold, and under massive pressure, the machine compresses it into dense, solid tiles. They're non-slip, waterproof, and strong enough to outperform concrete slabs. That's why you'll see them around playgrounds, gyms, and pools they're built to take abuse. Some machines feel like a gateway to micro-manufacturing. This UV printer is one of them. Think of it as a personal customization factory. It prints full-color images directly onto hard surfaces like phone cases, wood, metal, glass, acrylic, leather, plastic. All become canvases. The ink is UV cured, solidifying instantly under the light without smudging. That means it can print on heat-sensitive materials with razor-sharp detail. Even better, it can print in layers. A few extra passes, and the surface gains a light 3D texture. Now, it's not just a souvenir, it's a wow product. This machine is built to produce paper cups, the kind you see in takeaway cafes, offices, or at events. It automates the entire process, from feeding in paper blanks to forming the finished cup. The workflow includes shaping the paper sheet, sealing the side seam, attaching and sealing the bottom, and finally curling the rim. Each step is done automatically, one after another, with precise timing and minimal manual input. Most printers only work on flat surfaces, but what if you need to print a logo on a ball, a pen, or a bottle cap? That's where pad printing comes in, a technique that transfers an image using a soft silicone pad. The machine itself is simple. One color, one press, one clear and durable print, even on curved or tiny surfaces. Great for branding jars, lids, soap dishes, cases, anything with a smooth shell. If you produce your own products or fulfill white label orders, this machine lets you turn plain packaging into branded goods. Wire goes in, spring comes out, that's it. In between is a compact, precise little machine, a spring coiling unit. It doesn't cut, it doesn't punch, it literally knits metal, winding it into perfect spirals according to the program specs. It can produce hundreds of identical parts without variation and switch sizes or tightness on the fly. It works with thin and medium gauge wire, making it suitable for furniture, automation, office supplies, and household goods. It doesn't need much space, doesn't demand a full workshop, but it turns out a product that's always in demand. If you're planning to make brushes, this machine is essential. It precisely drills holes and inserts bristles into them. Brushes come in all types, for shoes, cleaning, dishes, furniture. Most bodies are made from plastic or wood. What matters is that the design allows space for holes and a flat surface for tufting. The blanks can be cut on a CNC or made by molding. As for bristles, they're usually synthetic. Polypropylene, nylon, or PVC, all easy to work with. Memorial plaques, facade tiles, decorative panels, bas reliefs, all of these are in steady demand, but making them by hand takes years of skill. That's where a CNC stone engraving machine comes in. It allows you to carve text, patterns, and images into marble, granite, and other hard surfaces. But the machine alone isn't enough to launch a business. You'll need prep work, namely, knowing what exactly you'll be engraving. Most jobs require precise digital models, vectors, 3D files, or stylized portraits. Where do you get them? You can use libraries like ArtCam, Design and Make, or TurboSquid, or hire freelancers for custom design. That flexibility lets you take on one-off memorial pieces or build a catalog of ready-made options for the mass market. Here's a strange one at first glance, just a sticky strip, but it's actually an insect trap, and it sells surprisingly well. Unlike sprays, there are no chemicals. The machine applies adhesive to a paper or plastic base, then the material is cut or rolled. This product is in steady demand. Farmers, food producers, cafes, warehouses all use it. It's not seasonal, it's consistent, and that makes it good business. Incense production is a niche with steady demand, especially in Asia and the Middle East. It's used in religious rituals, meditation, aromatherapy, and simply to create a cozy home atmosphere. What do you need to start? Raw materials, typically wood powder, charcoal, water, binder, and fragrance oils. Ratios vary depending on the desired scent and quality. Bamboo sticks are used as the core for the incense paste. Before starting, it's important to research your market. Learn which aromas and formats are popular with your audience. The cost of a single stick is just a few cents depending on the recipe, and a pack of 50 to 100 sticks can retail anywhere from $1 to $5. Essential oils are the raw material for dozens of industries. Skincare brands, natural cleaning products, and candle makers. Everyone wants high-quality, all-natural oil. Distillation is one of the most reliable ways to get it. This machine uses steam extraction. Plants are loaded into a chamber, steam pulls out the aromatic compounds. Then it all condenses and separates into oil and hydrosol. No chemicals, no shortcuts, just efficient, clean production. Most people think building electric motors requires a factory, expensive and complex. But in reality, the most critical part is winding the rotor. That's what determines efficiency, noise level, heat, and lifespan. This machine winds the wire with precision, exact spacing, even tension, no overlap. That lowers costs dramatically. One setup lets you produce consistent quality motors for fans, drills, pumps, vacuum cleaners. You can sell them as components or use them in your own branded devices. This machine makes classic household, ceremonial, or tea candles. Each one comes out identical in size and quality, and the best part? You get a batch in one go. One of its biggest advantages is that it doesn't need electricity at all. Just pour in the wax, insert the wicks, let it cool, and turn the crank to gently push out the finished candles. That's it, no energy bills, no wiring. Perfect for anyone who wants to start production without big investments or grid dependency. You can set it up in a garage, shed, or even at home. In a world of constant stress and poor sleep, people are turning to anything that might help them rest. Eye masks for sleep aren't just a luxury item anymore. They're essential for many. You can produce masks with different effects: cooling, scented, herbal infused. Cost per mask? Roughly 10–20 cents depending on materials. Retail price? Anywhere from $1 to $5, especially with attractive packaging or added functionality. At first glance, these kinds of complex shapes might look like something only big jewelry manufacturers can pull off, but it's actually much simpler. You can make pieces like this right on a tabletop if you've got a vacuum casting machine. It all starts with a wax model, large and detailed, built by hand or 3D printed. You pour plaster around it and heat the mold. The wax melts out, leaving a cavity inside. The machine melts metal, gold, silver, brass, copper, and uses vacuum pressure to pull it into the empty mold. Once cooled, you get that finished dimensional casting ready for polishing. 3D wall panels aren't just decoration. They're a design element that adds texture and depth to interiors. The average cost per panel depends on the material and pattern, but usually ranges between $2 and $10, while retail prices can hit $20, $50, especially for custom or eco-friendly options. The texture is created by the mold inside the machine: waves, geometric patterns, bricks, abstract shapes. If the material allows, the panel can even be laminated or colored right away. Zipper manufacturing isn't just about attaching teeth. With nylon zippers, the teeth are actually formed directly onto the tape. This machine takes a fine nylon filament, heats it, and spins it into a clean spiral. While still warm, it's pressed into the tape and fixed in place. It's a machine that turns a roll of raw filament into a finished product, ready for sewing or packaging. When you grab a thick, white towel in a hotel, chances are it came off a machine like this. It's not a sewing machine, it's an industrial weaver built to do one thing: make textiles all day, every day. Load the yarn, set the specs, and it weaves terry fabric with the exact width and thickness you need. Come back later, and there's a fresh stack of towels waiting. If you're thinking about launching a small production run with a simple but essential product, this machine is exactly the kind of workhorse you want. When you're left with a pile of wood waste, it might seem like its only destination is the landfill, but in reality, it's ready to go fuel. This machine forms briquettes without glue or additives. The wood contains lignin, which acts as a natural binder when heated. All it takes is pressure and properly prepared raw material. The finished briquettes can be used for heating, cooking, or even barbecue fuel. You don't always need to go big to make money in cosmetics. This machine produces hydrogel face masks, the kind often found in multi-packs or sold as single-use SPA products. The beauty of it is adaptability. The base is always the same, hydrogel. But depending on the additives, you get different results: cooling, firming, depuffing, or quick recovery after sun or lack of sleep. This allows you to launch full product lines for specific needs without changing the actual production process. What about dry ice? It's not just dramatic fog at a party. It's logistics, cryo-cleaning, medicine, and freezing. Dry ice is incredibly versatile, but it comes with one downside: it doesn't wait. As soon as it's made, it starts evaporating. This machine takes liquid CO2 and compresses it into dense pellets. No chemicals, no storage issues, no shipping losses. You make it, you use it. Need more? Hit the button. Not everyone realizes that a guitar string isn't just a stretched wire. It has a core, a thin inner thread wrapped with a perfectly even winding. If that wrap isn't spot on, the sound gets muddy. That's where a double wire winding machine comes in. It keeps the core under steady tension and lays the winding, copper, bronze, or coated, smoothly and precisely. These machines aren't about mass output, they're about precision and consistency, exactly what the music industry demands. A cardboard tube sounds like something useless, but in reality, it's the core of packaging, textiles, food film, construction formwork, and dozens of other industries. This is exactly what machines like this produce. Layered paper is glued and wound at an angle to form a strong spiral wound tube. It's not the most obvious niche, and that's the advantage. Less competition, steady demand. Paper soap is made of thin, water-soluble sheets soaked in cleansing agents. It's used for hand washing, body care, or even laundry, especially in situations where traditional hygiene products aren't available. Travel, camping, outdoor use, or public spaces. It doesn't need plastic packaging. It's easy to dispose of, and it's perfect for single use, making it attractive to consumers who care about hygiene and the environment. Everyone tends to think wool is just about yarn and sweaters, but today, Sheep wool is used to make home insulation, soundproofing, furniture stuffing. The problem is, raw wool, straight from the farm, is greasy, dirty, and heavy. No one wants to work with it like that. That's where an automated line comes in. It handles the wool as it arrives and turns it into a clean, workable product. Washing, spinning out water, drying, fluffing, all handled by a single setup. Beekeepers face the same issue every season. Old honeycomb wax needs to be melted down, cleaned, and turned into fresh foundation sheets. Doing that by hand is slow, messy, and inconsistent, especially for small-scale operations. That's where the business is. This machine produces wax foundation, thin sheets stamped with a hexagon pattern that bees use to build their combs. You take the wax, dark, used, full of residue, melt it, filter it, feed it into the machine, and out comes a clean, ready-to-use product. This machine makes pencils, but not from wood, from old newspapers, print shop scraps, leftover packaging. Waste material becomes the base for an everyday product. The process is simple. The paper is coated in glue, rolled around a graphite core, pressed, dried, and out comes a usable pencil. Cost per pencil is about 2-4 cents, including glue, graphite, and materials. These pencils sell anywhere from 15 to 50 cents wholesale and $1 to $2 a piece when branded or customized. You've probably seen machines that each do one wire-bending job. One makes hooks, another makes holders, a third makes furniture parts. But this machine simplifies it all. It's CNC programmable. Load your design, set the specs, and it turns the wire into whatever shape you need. Zigzags, loops, rings. Today it's shop hooks. Tomorrow it's stainless steel parts, all on one machine.